He makes my body vibrate. He has this magical touch that goes straight into your heart. Don't you help me before I make this big mistake. Gotta run away, far away. I've got to run away. Gotta run away, far away. Got to run away. I know you feel this way, baby, because the way I sing takes your breath away. Let me sing straight to your heart, and my words will take all the pain away. I promise, baby, don't take your lips away. But would you place your trust in me? Or don't? Gotta run away, far away. Don't you run away from me. Why do I feel this way? Gotta run away, far away. Don't you run away from me. Why do I feel this way? Que me diferta em situação. Bobeista mata meu coração. Foi feitição, foi tão perfeito. Tem ninguém nesse mundo mora bom. Minha linda, morena, bonita. Tem ninguém nesse mundo mora bom. Uma feitição tão perfeita. Escusa isso em mim. Gotta run away, far away. Got to run away. Gotta run away, far away. Longe vou. Why do I feel this way? Cadê ninguém nesse mundo mora bom, baby? Tem ninguém no amor, meu amor. Gotta run away, be my boo, so be my boo. Que tem ninguém nesse mundo, baby, baby. Minha amor, baby. Run away from me. Que tem ninguém nesse mundo, baby, baby, baby. So be my boo. Na 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 na. You're so good. You're so good. You're so good. You're so good. You're so good.
Mic check.
You're so good. 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 You're so good.
Welcome to Club Shada episode 272. Listen, I have to check something before I say something stupid. Let me check on my YouTube studio. When was the last time we had our guest? Because this is an extra special guest, and this is one of my favorite humans in the world. And listen, last time she was here was episode number 6 of Club Shada, and today we are 272. So she abandoned us for 266 episodes. That's I want to cry. I want to cry as I'm saying this. Listen, sometimes I call her and I say, "Yo, let me call my best friend," and she never answers. Like, cause she's New York royalty. She's too busy making millions and buying places and running the world, running Jersey. So yeah, whenever I call, like, she's like, yeah, I'll call him back. And then she calls me in the morning, or she send me a message, hey, love you, miss you. And I'm like, I called you yesterday. I was live and just, yeah. So out of point, she said, okay, I'm coming to the live. Listen, from episode number 6 to episode 272. That's not normal. This show is brought to you by Shada, where the gods of good fortune. It is midnight and 42 here in Lisbon, Portugal. It is 7 p.m. in 7 p.m. and 42, I guess, in New York City. Everybody in the chat, if you're watching from YouTube, from Facebook, from Twitter, from Twitch, and soon Instagram and TikTok, though those are the next platforms that we're about to invade. Put the flag of where you're watching from and what time it is in your time zone. And listen, I want to acknowledge our stream royalty for the month of January. Daniel Chim with $21 donation. Thank you so much. I want to say hi and thank you to all our sponsors. And without further ado, as they say in the US, help me give a warm welcome. Give me a lot of rainbows in the chat for the one and only Marcy DePina, my friend. Did you like my intro?
I love it. I cannot believe it was episode 6 was the first time that I was on this.
It's been like 3 years.
That's crazy. You have done 272 shows.
Yeah. I've been consistently doing episodes 1, 2 per week, nonstop, unless I'm sick or traveling. Yeah, I'm making this like my next thing. That's the next $1 million here.
Hey.
How are you? How have you been?
I'm doing good. I've been busy as usual, running
That's
around doing all
crazy.
the
Listen,
things.
I've never seen
But
somebody busy like you. Like, that's makes no sense.
it doesn't make sense. And my goal for 2023 is to be less busy. I need more time for fun.
Actually, so we're about to say hi to everybody, but so for everybody who's here, before we say hi to everybody, can you introduce? I mean, I know everything about you because we've been besties, cosmic brothers and sisters for soon 2 decades, I guess.
Yeah.
And so what do you do? What are all the...
Oh, you want me to list?
It's hard, it's hard for me to meet people like me, meaning people that are doing like a lot of, workaholics who are running this, running that, are into art, business, etc. So tell the people, what do you do? Go
Wow.
ahead.
Okay. So I have a couple of different roles.
Hmm.
I'm going to try to keep this quick. So I'm the executive director of a foundation in the city of Newark, which is the Newark City Parks Foundation. We manage the 5 downtown parks in the city, which are the largest parks in the city, or I should say, the most visible parks in the city. I'm also an executive producer for iHeartRadio, where I'm a podcast producer, and I'm a DJ. I DJ pretty regularly, and I'm the music curator at the Newark Museum. And I'm the president of the board for the Newark Arts Council. And I also independently produce events and things.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let me say hi to everybody because I'm gonna take them one by one. La milliardaire, hi, how are you? Long time, happy to see you. Master Electronic, I hope you're doing great. Juju Zhao, hey, I hope you're doing great as well. Joel Amen, welcome back. Black Free Thinker, what it do? Who else is here? Oemo Kashupo, what up? That's a strange name, but hi, welcome. Emery was good. Yannick Barboza, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Dalia MTV, hello. Who else is here? Henri Gilles on Facebook, what up? Welcome. I'm watching from New Jersey. That's not far from you. It's not far from Newark.
Hey,
7:42 p.m. Look at that. Hello, Marcy from Sabrina. What up,
hi, Sabrina.
Sabrina? Hello, Marcy from Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Well, I'm from Brazil, but I'm in computer, so I can't really send emoji. But well, it's 21:45. Ok. Então, estás em Brasil, estás a ver BBB, porque a minha mulher está obcecada com BBB Brasil. Tá mesmo? My wife is obsessed with Big Brother Brazil right now. So that's like she has two screen, two TVs, kitchen TV and bedroom TV, watching different part of that screen. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Emmanuel is saying hi, beautiful.
Hi.
Delphine is saying hello from Montreal. Hey, Delphine and baby. All right. It is 7:47 in Syracuse, New York. I just saw this comment on YouTube, but it's not there. It is 7:47 Syracuse, New York. All right. So let me take them one by one. You are the. Let me take the simple ones. So you are the music curator for the Newark Museum of Arts. That's it.
Correct.
So what is it?
So it was actually a role that they created for me because what was happening, the museum, of course, in an effort to bring people into the museum, they do a lot of events, they do a lot of programming, and they initially reached out to me to ask me advice. Oh, hey, we're looking for this type of artist, or we're trying to reach this type of audience. Can you make some suggestions? Can you connect us? Can you find out if they're interested in working with us? And the Newark Museum is the largest museum in New Jersey, so they have a lot of things going on. And at some point, they just said to me, hey, you're doing all this work for us. And then I started doing other things. It wasn't like just curating for shows. It was curating for example, some of their online app. They have an online app. They did an app with a company called Bloomberg. They needed
Okay.
music for that. So they were doing different things that they needed music to accompany. And they kept asking me for my advice, and I would DJ there a lot. So
What is
eventually just said, yeah.
so? Excuse me. What is curating?
So curating is when you are selecting. You're basically using your expertise to select, be very carefully select artists that
Okay.
are appropriate for whatever is going on.
So like there's an event, for example, there's gonna be a, let's say, a wine tasting at the museum, and you're gonna
Hmm.
choose not only the music that plays during like the playlist, or maybe you're
Right.
gonna choose the DJ, or maybe you're gonna choose the
Yes.
person that's gonna sing. That's
Exactly.
your wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And it really did start out with me doing events with them. I already had worked with them a lot, but then when the pandemic happened, of course, everybody started doing things virtually. So I was like DJing, I did like a whole Forza series. And then from there, it just kind of snowballed into all this other stuff.
For those who don't know, what is Forza?
Ha, Forza. So Forza is my company. It's called Forza Media Group. The word Forza, if you're from a Portuguese speaking culture, you know that Forza has many different meanings. And I think in the Cape Verdean context, it takes on an even different kind of feeling. But it essentially means strength, life force. Um, and for me, it's just something that we say to each other when you're saying goodbye or you want to send somebody a little extra energy. You say Forza. So I've been saying peace, love, and Forza for years. So it's just appropriate name for my company.
All right. Oops. Sorry,
You were zooming in. I was like,
I'm
ooh, we're
zooming.
getting
I'm zooming in. I'm
closer.
like, let me let's yeah. Actually, I want to try something, but I hope it's not gonna destroy this live. I heard that I can record all the cameras, all the cameras individually, so that
Oh, wow.
when
Right.
I want
You
to
can,
repurpose the live, I can
yeah,
actually like take
edit
like
it.
your image by itself, and then I can make shorts and stuff with it. So I just turned it on just to see if it's gonna work. So like not only it saves you your whole show
Yeah.
as a file that goes away, so I can back it up, but then it saves your camera on one separate file and my camera on a separate file, and
Cool.
it also saves the audio separate
Mm-hmm.
as well. So
Oh,
if you have an
great.
issue, let's say the sound of one of the guests is lower than everybody, you can recalibrate
Mm-hmm.
everything, re-edit. So this is a very interesting.
I love that.
Urban Sweet Spot, what up? Hello, welcome, welcome home.
Mhm.
Matt Music, what up? So you are the curator for pardon my New York lack of knowledge. So you are part of the Newark
Mhm.
museum, but you
Mhm.
talked about New Jersey. So what's the, is it the
Mhm.
it's
So
these
Newark,
different cities, right?
so New Jersey is the state, and
Oh,
Newark
okay.
is a city in
Is
the
inside
state.
of New Jersey. Okay.
Yeah, it's the
Okay,
state.
okay, okay.
It's the biggest city in the state of New Jersey, and it's
All
about
right.
15 minutes from New York City.
After listening to everything you say, I know that a friend of yours is the mayor.
Mhm.
It's actually used to be a rapper, right? Do it all.
He's a poet. Oh, dude, I was a councilman.
As a councilman,
Mhm.
listening to everything you're saying, I don't know why, because listen, you and I, we know each other so well. We've been through so much things together. I don't know why, but I feel like you might at a point go into New York politics.
You think so?
Listen, I don't know. Listen, when I was listening to you telling me all these things that you do for the city, I was like, wait a minute, like that's the trajectory. At a point, you take like a yeah. Listen, it just this. Wait. Does it make sense what I'm saying?
No, it makes sense, and you're not the first person to say that.
Okay.
So,
All right. Listen.
and the funny thing is that I got to tell you this. So a couple of years ago, the incumbent council person for the neighborhood that I live in was retiring, and that neighborhood has a lot of Portuguese speakers. We have people from, Cabo Verde, Angola, Portugal, Brazil, etc., etc., and there's also a lot of Spanish speakers there. So somebody was like, I really feel like you should run. The person who was the incumbent was Portuguese, and they were like, we need somebody who can speak both Spanish and Portuguese. You'd be perfect. And I was like, oh hell no, I'm not interested in, like, no, then you have no life. It's like your whole entire life you're living under a microscope. And the
Yeah.
work, I mean, I'm already busy, but the work never stops. So I was like, no, absolutely not. But then last night I was having a conversation with my son, and my son was
Look at
like,
that.
why wouldn't you do, like, why wouldn't you go? That seems like the next logical step.
And now your brother is telling, listen, listen. It's just logical because you're gonna arrive to those points where there's some roadblocks that you can only unlock if you have the power to be on the other side. And maybe you're not there yet, but for real, we never had that conversation. But when I was listening to you enumerating all the things you do for the city, I was like, okay, there's something here. And sometimes we don't assume ourselves, we don't assume like the role we take and how, our everything we have on our back already for the city where we work for the people. It reminds me of me when people were like, okay, what's next? And I was like, I'm talking about 98, 97, 98. And it was like, okay, what's next? Everybody was behind me. I was like, you guys leave my back. Like, go do your thing. And I was like, no, we're waiting for you to tell us what's next. You're the leader. I was like, no, I'm nobody's leader. I ended up signing everybody to my label. So I can feel it. Okay, so let's continue. Julie said, Marcy, you have a bright personality.
Ah, thank you, Julie.
So, curation for the museum. Let's talk about what you do for the parks. So, are these the parks in Newark or New Jersey?
Yeah. No, they're the parks in Newark.
Okay.
Just in
so
Newark.
So what you do then for them?
So I do everything for them, really, from raise the money to program them and maintain them. I manage the staff. Well, it's basically a new organization. It just was created last year, so I'm the first executive director. So it's been like building a startup. I've had to build it from the ground up. So that meant everything from getting a lawyer and getting insurance and finding staff and building out like systems and just really like building the business. So the business after that, there's and then
but what is the business of a park?
So it's a nonprofit organization. It's not a for-profit organization, and the primary business is making sure the parks are clean and well maintained, making sure they're safe, and making sure that they're programmed, that they have activities and activations that are, going to be inclusive and welcoming to people, and that will encourage people to interact with the space. And then we also do other things like advocate for public space and teach people about the importance of the environment.
I have a park in front of my house. I mean,
I know.
I have kilometers of park in front of my house, but there's no what's going on?
I have to plug in my computer. Hold on one second. Keep talking.
Okay. Yeah. Are you hearing me? So no, what I'm saying is that I have some parks in front of my house. I have actually 5 kilometers of parks in front of my house, on the waterfront, on both sides of the neighborhood, but there's no activities in the parks. So my question here is, when you say activities, nonprofit, etc., how big are those parks first, and what do you mean activities? Because the parks in front of my house, other than cleaning them, there's nothing other people chilling in the park.
Really?
Like,
Nothing.
yeah, no, here in, I mean, the ones in front of my neighborhood,
Really?
other than the fireworks and the New Year, there's absolutely nothing in the park. Maybe in the summer, like far away on the north side of the neighborhood, I think
Mm-hmm.
sometimes there's some music stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but no, the parks are just green spaces that people walk their dogs and have picnics and they chill with their kids and on the waterfront. But there's no animation, something. So when you say
Wow.
you are actually having a lawyer for the park, there's no lawyer for the park in front of the house. So
No, I'm
what?
sure that there is, but maybe you're not aware of it. I'm sure like Lisbon probably has a parks department. It's probably part of the
Mm,
city. And then they
okay,
do have, legal, they have insurance in case I mean, things are different in Europe. Here everybody wants to sue if something happens,
yeah,
um but what I will say is this is that we the goal is to encourage people to use the parks, to get out and actually like use the parks, to be outside in nature, to run, to walk, to so we have like hundreds of events in the summer, hundreds, from everything from boat tours, kayaking, because we have 5 different parks and one of them is on a riverfront, so we have access to the river. So we do kayaking, boat tours, we do fitness classes like yoga, Zumba, meditation classes, fit club. We do
wow,
concerts of all types, like all types of music. We do theatrical productions. We do big, huge, like dance parties, with DJs. And when I mean, I'm talking about thousands of people come out for those. We do educational things. And
wow,
then we're also like right now in the process of building a kids camp so that we can teach kids about the different types of like taking care of plants, taking care of, landscaping, that type of stuff. But not just that, teaching them the importance of the environment and how public spaces are really important, especially when you live in an urban area, because we have less trees. We have less trees in our environment. So that means something, they call it a heat island, is what happens when you have nothing but concrete. The temperature in your location will be higher than any other location because there's no nature to
yes,
absorb the sun. So
yeah,
that's detrimental for our health and also for the environment. So we teach children about sustainability and about why they should be respectful of the space, that they should take care of the space, that they should feel like it's their space. So we do everything, and then we do other things that are not necessarily events, but we consider them programs, like large scale art projects, or like for example during the winter we have ice skating. We have a huge ice skating rink with vendors and food trucks and that type of thing, like shopping for the holidays. And then we light up all of the parks with holiday lights. Like that's considered to be a program, lighting up the
okay.
parks, or like putting up, like a mural or something like that.
The U.S. is so litigious. Yeah, it is.
Very.
So yeah, like I mean the parks are beautiful in front of my neighborhood. But yeah, like I mean, I know there's one with there's a lot of koi fishes. There's a
Mm,
one that they're building some flowers. They are decoration. I know they are really well treated because it's a rich neighborhood and stuff. But there's no like a program of the park. I mean, I know that Parc das Nações has this little journal of all the things. There's a lot of art around and stuff, and there's some art. There's open air art that is displayed on the new part of the neighborhood where actually I want to buy there, on the south side, but it's not like what you're saying. Like, and I guess one of the reason as well is because in the center of my neighborhood we have the Altice Arena with 12,000 places where you have all the concerts take place there, and you have the shopping in the middle as well. So most of the activity, most of the activity, concert, festivals, anything that is related, like even the bike tours, like the all that stuff happens in the middle of the neighborhood.
mm-hmm.
Both sides of the neighborhood are really residential All the restaurants are in the middle. Everything on both sides is residential. So I guess maybe this is the reason why they really keep it
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, it's really for like on Sundays you're gonna see all the families just there
Mm-hmm.
walking, and people are doing their jog. Like, that's what I do on the waterfront, etc. But yeah, there's a lot of concerts. There's a lot of things going on, but in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Not in the
That's
parks. Oh,
yeah, no,
interesting.
yeah,
Well,
that's
I think it's a big deal here, because if you look at even New York City, you have Central Park, which is the largest park in the city. It's really one of the only major green spaces in New York. Like there's other smaller parks, but there's no other park that you can, not in Manhattan, that you can like walk and then, like walk for, a mile and still
mhm.
be in a park. And concerts are huge there. You have Central Park Summer Stage, which is their City Parks Foundation. They've been doing huge concerts for, I think it's like over 20 years now that they've had that program. And I think because, there's so little access to the outdoors in these cities, these events in the summer are a thing. It's a big thing. They have people look forward to it all year long because they're free. It's free concerts, it's outside. But what we found is that, you know, before COVID, this was always a thing. But since COVID, parks have taken on even more importance. I mean, I just attended a gala and it was in the city, and the mayor of New York City was the keynote speaker, and he said something that was like so powerful. He said, during COVID, if it wasn't for my park, I don't think I would have made it, because his mom had passed away during COVID and all this stuff was going on, and we were all like in our houses, but
Yeah,
every single day he would go to that park and he would sit there and then he'd walk around or he'd exercise and just felt like he was having some sort of human interaction. So there was that component, but then there was also the component of once things started to open up, doing things outdoors felt safer than doing things indoors because you were outside. You didn't have to worry so much about contracting COVID. So we greatly increased our programs during COVID because we knew that people wanted to get out. And so, it's like more than doubled the amount of events that we do.
that's super interesting. Hey, Vanessa, long
Hi.
time no see. Welcome back. Something that I've actually seen when we're talking about all these concrete jungles that are building so much concrete that there's less green.
Yeah.
I was watching a documentary not so long ago about, and they were talking actually about how in Singapore every meter square that you are building on, if you remove a green space, you have to rebuild it as part of your building. And
Yeah.
like if you, let's say you remove I don't know, 10 acres of land to build on top, you have to rebuild those 10 acres of green either on top of your building or inside. And I was watching a lot of images, and
Oh, wow.
look how they
That
are
is
like. So they really are building a
cool.
city that has, yeah, like all these gardens uh like this.
Oh,
and
that's amazing.
and it is true, it makes the city less,
Mhm.
more green and less hot as well. And
Mhm.
a lot of these buildings, the access to the upper parts are free to everybody. You can
Oh, that's
bike
so cool.
there on, and
Mm.
that's something that is super important for them. And oh, I'm in the wrong place. That's not where I was. Yeah. So that's
Wow, that's
that's
amazing.
uh that's amazing. That, and I was really asking myself if a lot of our cities would be able to create stuff like that, because a lot of these cities, they don't get it. They like, wait, look, I was looking at this. Of course, this is they have some structures like this one.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
This is amazing. And
No,
did you
that
see
is
the
amazing.
airport?
No. Mm-mm.
You didn't see the airport?
No, I've
Oh,
never seen it.
wait. Oh my God. Like Singapore airport is like it's wait, I'm gonna show you inside. Let me go to CNN.
I'm like, what are you listening to in the background there? I'm like grooving over here.
That's their music. But look, oops. That's the airport.
Wow. 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 Oh, I have to go there.
And so you see on the top,
Yeah.
so you have,
Yeah.
and this is water that you see going down.
Yeah. So they're capturing rainwater. We do a lot of
Look
that
at
same
this.
kind of stuff. Yeah, that's amazing. Wait, so are they capturing the rainwater or is it a fountain?
It's like a giant, I don't know if it's, look at this.
Wow. Oh my God, I wanna go there. That looks
And
incredible.
me too. Like, look at this.
Let's go.
Look
I'll
at
meet you at the
this.
airport.
That's
Yeah.
inside of the airport.
That's amazing.
So what? So you see those things you see behind the pink elephant.
Yeah.
That's to go to the planes.
Wow. Wow.
40 meter
Yeah.
tall rain vortex. Look at this, and you have those little trains are taking you to between planes. Look at this.
Wow.
That's the
We better all
airport.
step up. I mean, it looks like Wakanda. Like we need to all step it up. It doesn't
Yo,
even look like
listen.
it's real.
Look at this. That's inside
Wow.
of an airport.
Yeah. I think that's the wave of the future though. I think we're starting to catch on that the way that we've been treating our planet is not is not sustainable and we're going
Yeah.
to ultimately end up suffering for it. So if we don't start to make these changes, what was it during COVID where, the time where people were not driving, so like within the first month they said that emissions were like greatly reduced just by us not having our normal traffic.
Yeah.
Um
I've never seen the
so
water in front of my house so clear.
yeah. Yeah,
That
we
was
need to get
crazy.
it together. Yeah,
Even
we
the
need to
air.
get it
The air was
together.
like,
Mhm.
I was like, oh my God, what is this? So let me go back to my list. Because, yo, so for the city of Newark, so we said curating the museum
Yep.
and curating, I mean, being the head of the parks.
Right.
So that's already a lot of time to do
Yes.
these two, right? I guess the parks is more in the summer, I guess, or you also do
It
stuff in the winter.
Yeah, in the winter I'm focused on fundraising and,
Okay.
planning. I mean, we have like we're also like in the process of renovating some of the parks, so, have to raise money. So there's
Yeah,
always it's millions of dollars every year that we have to raise, so it never really stops. But it's way busier in the summer.
of course. So producer for iArt.
Yes.
So what does it mean? Like, what do you do as a producer for iHeart? What is the job?
So the job is that I like oversee production. So I started out when I first started with them, I was doing audio engineering, editing, and also doing the editorial production for podcasts. And generally, what happens is, iHeart will assign me to a show that's either new and coming up. I'll help with the shaping of it, the format, what makes sense in terms of the overall, goal of the show, right? What the show is about, like coming up with the name, all that stuff. So when I first started, I was doing like everything. I would do from the beginning to the end. But I've been with them for a while now, and now I'm an executive producer. When I first started out, I was a producer editor. Now I'm an executive producer. So it's a little bit more high level where I'm overseeing the whole production. So I'll
You
have an
overseeing
editor.
you
Yeah, I
overseeing the
have an
people who were
editor.
doing what you
Right.
okay.
What I used to do. So and then sometimes I'll step in and like edit or engineer a session or something like that. But like, we have writers, I have editors that I work with and hosts of
Thank you.
shows. So
So wait a
yeah.
minute. How many shows do you work for?
Right now I have Angie Martinez IRL
Oh
working on
yeah? You
yeah,
work on that
yeah,
one?
yeah.
Wow. Oh my
And they were
god.
just nominated for an NAACP Image Award. So I know, for outstanding podcast. So I'm really, really happy for her, especially because she's been
Yeah.
able to land some phenomenal interviews. I mean, the interview she had with Lauren London, which started it off, was except I'm getting goosebumps because that was just an exceptional interview, and it's just got better and better, and to the point
There
that
was one.
yeah, Kim Kardashian. I mean, that was huge.
Yeah. Of course, especially after we're gonna talk about
Are we gonna talk about
hey,
Kanye?
of course we're gonna talk about Kanye. Wow, so that's super interesting. So when
Yeah.
there's a show, yeah,
Mhm.
everybody give me some rainbows to congratulate her
Yay, thank
on this,
you.
because uh so like you have like what, 20 podcasts, 10 podcasts, like you are
Well,
executive producing, like
right
how
right
does
now
it
I
work?
have right now I have 3 shows that I'm well, 4 shows that I'm working on. So it's Angie Martinez IRL, and then Angela Yee's Lip Service, which is
Ah,
Angela
yeah.
Yee was former host of Breakfast Club. She just left the Breakfast Club, and that show is about it's really interesting. It's all about sex. So it's like
Yeah.
about, it's like, I'm sure you know about it, right? So there's that
Nope.
show. Yeah, it's good. It's a good show. And
I've
then
I've I've seen some clips.
yeah. Yeah, some of it's really funny. So same thing for that show. I just provide like the high level stuff. And then I worked on another show where I was actually doing more like music licensing for them, which is called City of the Rails. And it's about people who are basically modern day hobos. They live this is in the United States. They live by jumping onto freight trains and traveling. Like that's how they survive. Like they don't live in houses. They live a very minimalistic lifestyle. So that show was very interesting. And then I had produced the San Diego Zoo podcast, which is also very interesting. And now I'm working on my own show that I'm producing and hosting. So I'm excited about that.
Maybe I'll be invited finally somewhere.
Yes. Oh, you've been on my show plenty of times. It was so funny that the other day memory came up of you being on my show when I had my show on Newark.fm, my Forza show. And I haven't done interviews in forever now because now my show's at Rise Radio, which is in Brooklyn. And it's a different kind of format. Like it's an actual venue. It's not like just in a studio. It's a restaurant. So I haven't done
Oh
any
wow, nice.
interviews. I just mainly play music, right? I haven't done the interviews. It's just a little bit different. Um, but it was funny that it came up as a memory of you being on my show. And then I had another
Right,
memory
right.
of me like wishing you happy birthday on air.
I would love to do a club shada in a restaurant, like one
Let's
episode, like live
go.
with a bunch of people and like a crowd, and just having interaction with the public and be live on YouTube at the same time. That would be
That'd be
amazing. Uh, so that's the iHeart part, and now you're gonna have your own show when you're gonna be also like, are you? It's gonna be like what, weekly, monthly?
No, it's a narrative show. So it's what they call an iHeart original show. So it's more of a narrative show. It's a story that's going to be encapsulated into 6 it's
In
only 6 episodes, right? So in 6 episodes I'm
like
uh
you're telling the story of something or somebody, something like that.
yeah, so it's a
Oh,
story about one of my ancestors
oh,
and
amazing.
and it's me telling his incredible life story, but then at the
Ah,
same
yeah, you
time
told me about this. You told me about him. Yeah.
yeah, sweet Daddy Grace, he was a preacher who came from Cape Verde. He immigrated in the like late 1800s, and he Um, he ended up becoming one of the richest black men in America, and he was highly controversial. And most people, a lot of Cape Verdeans especially, didn't want anything to do with him because he was really different. And so the story is, it's both about me telling his story and trying to unpack and understand why nobody's ever told his story before, but then also understanding, are we really related or not? Because
Hmm.
people say we are related, but then when I directly ask family members, they say no, we're not. So I'm just trying to
So why
figure
is
it out.
everybody like scared of him? Or it's like scared of? I mean,
Well,
we'll
look
see.
up a
I'm gonna let
picture.
the show.
Yeah,
I'll
let the
listen to
show.
the show.
Yes, yes, yes. He's a
Yeah, Urban
character.
sounds nice. Wow.
Thanks. Yeah, he's a
What's his
character.
name?
Sweet Daddy Grace.
Sweet Daddy Grace. Let me see
Mhm.
what. Marcelino Manuel de Grasa.
That's him.
Oh wow. Preacher to lead them all. Why he had a sect or something?
Yeah, people say it was a cult. He started this United House of Prayer. It was really the reason why. I will say this is one of the reasons why people were
Three
really turned
million
off.
people.
Right, people were really turned off because he was not shy about showing off his money. Look at his nails, 3 inches long. He wore,
Oh,
really expensive suits.
whoa.
He had like a fleet of luxury vehicles. He had mansions everywhere. And some of the buildings that he owned were like iconic. Oh, you have to send me that link. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Let me send it to you.
It's interesting how like searches come up differently when you're in a different country.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, he was, like I said, he was always in the papers. He was really controversial. But I think primarily because he had so much money and people felt like he was using the people in his congregation to get himself rich. And I don't think I personally think he was a visionary. I personally think the podcast isn't necessarily about judging him. It's more so trying to understand how did he accomplish all of that during like Jim Crow, during the depression. He died in
Oh,
1960. He had a Jewish lawyer and a Jewish real estate agent who would purchase property for him because they would not sell to him because he was black. So, this
wow.
is somebody who managed to do exceptional things in a time where it was very difficult to move outside of your small environment.
Wow. That's interesting. I can't wait
Yeah.
to listen to this while I'm running.
I can't wait for you to listen to it. I'm excited.
Yeah, that sounds like something great. Clarinia, ha. Hi.
Okay.
All right. So that was number what number job number 3 or 4?
3.
That's 3. What's left?
Well, I mean, I am the president of the board for the Newark Arts Council. The Newark Arts Council is the organization here in town that supports artists, that helps to provide opportunities, and also bridges the gap between corporations or institutions who are looking for artists or looking to have art in their institution. So I serve on the board there, which does, it is I do my primary goal there is really to advocate for the artist, and just to help with, so that's also like a lot of high level stuff, just making sure that the budget is in check and making sure that everything is, the way that it's supposed to be. So there's that. And then what else?
Wait. Software like that's a lot of things for one person. And what
you
else?
know, DJing.
And on top of that, you're a DJ. You recently DJ'd in you had a DJ set in Lisbon. I couldn't
I
be there.
did.
Why didn't I go? I forgot why I.
Oh, you dissed me. You and Buddy were both supposed to come, and you guys left me hanging. I was like, "Where's Kaysha?" It's my
I forgot.
debut in Lisboa.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened. But I know it was a great party, but
It was fun.
didn't I arrive the day after or something like that?
No,
I had
you
to
were there.
travel.
No, no, don't try to make an excuse of travel. You were there. You fell asleep. I think you had fallen asleep or something
Ah,
like that. Yeah.
yeah. I remember that night because we were together the day before, the day after.
Right. Don't worry. I cried myself to sleep that night because you weren't there, but I got over it.
All right. So you are doing all these things. So you are really you a powerhouse, a power executive. Listen, it just makes sense that at a point, the next logical step is for you to start unlocking the next level. To be able to do more. Like it will come to you. We see it. Me and Bo, we see it. You don't see it yet, but we see it. Now, with all this, like when a woman that is busy like this, right? You are
Mhm,
like what they say in nowadays, like the modern woman, like, right?
mhm.
You need
Right.
no man. You need no man to pay for your rent, for your bills.
Mhm.
I mean, like, so is there space for love? I'm
That's a good
asking
question.
question like I don't know. I don't know your life.
But I guess this is for the purposes of the audience, right?
Yeah, no, like so. Now
Definitely
the
no.
thing is this:
Mhm.
I'm super busy as well. I mean, like you don't know my life, but
Right.
I'm the busiest person in the world. I
Yeah.
finally found a formula that works
Mhm.
where I can continue to be the workaholic that I am because I work from home
Mhm.
most of the time. I'm thinking
Mhm.
about getting an office, but I
Mhm.
work for home for most of the things.
Yep.
But I'm a man, it's a little different. But if I was curating parks, curating art, music for museum, an executive producer at iHeart, having my own podcast soon, DJing, being on a board of this and that, like, do you leave space for personal life, or
Mhm.
do you have time first of all for personal life?
Um, yeah, I mean, yes and no, right? So yes, I do make time. Um, I do force myself to make time. One of
Okay.
the one of the ways that do that is by traveling because when I travel, I can disconnect from, all the stuff even if it's just for a few days. So that's really important. I try to be intentional about making time for my friends, my family, doing at least something once a week that is not just work related, right? But to your point about, do I have time for love? Love relationships require a lot more time, way more time than, I mean, if I had a small child, it would be different, but my son is grown, so I don't have to, um, cater to him and take care of him and tend to him in the way that I did when he was a baby.
Yeah.
Um, but relationships require a lot of time, and as you know, especially when you first get together with somebody, you want to see them all the time. You want to spend all your time with them, and it is difficult. I've always said that I've always said that
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
perfect guy for me is a
Mm-hmm.
man that I can also work with, because even though, yes, I am busy, and even though, yes, I am a workaholic, and even though all of that, I enjoy what I do. I'm not
Yeah.
just doing these things, you know what I mean? I enjoy it. I enjoy being really active. I have a lot of energy. It feels good to do the things that I'm doing. I feel like I'm making a positive contribution to my community. I'm feeling my heart is full. I feel like my skills are being used in a great way. But the truth is that it does make it difficult to have relationships. It does. It does make it difficult. It's really hard for most men to understand that they have to
Yes.
share me. They have to share me with the world.
With a I mean, listen, the new world is different, but we tend to accept more the idea of a man that is being, shared with the office than the
Yes.
opposite. But now there's a slew of a whole generation of women who, yeah, they make their own money, they live life in their own pace. Some of them, they don't even want to have kids early now, or they had kids early and now they like in this place. And I was having a conversation. Like, I don't even know why she sent me a message. Like, I mean, she sent me a message and then she deleted it. And it's somebody that I haven't spoke for years, like, and haven't seen her probably 15 years.
Oh, wow.
But I've known her since she was 15. And beautiful woman. So I saw her name. I was like, oh, and then I saw her name, and then, in WhatsApp when somebody sends you a message, but then they delete it.
Right.
And then I sent a message. Hey, what up? Long time. And she was like, oh, I thought that you would not remember me. I was like, who would
You of all
forget about
people.
you? Like,
And you are good with memory. You remember
yeah.
people.
So I was like, no. Hey, how you been? And we actually end up talking all day by voice messages. And interesting what she was telling me. She was telling me what a lot of the people around me are going through. They are divorcing in their 40s. A lot of them, like my cousin, my other cousin, and me is different because I started really like dating seriously, I would say around 30 something with in Paris, right? Before that, I was a free agent for so long that, so I actually think that when I met my wife, I've been through so much stuff that I was actually ready to settle down more by virtue of I did everything already. Let me just like it became boring. Like, was I a new one? Put it on the like. But most of the people who went to a more conventional way, like my two cousins and some family members and some friends and that girl, all of them now end up in early 40s, one or two kids, single. And not only it's hard to go back to the single life when you don't even know what it is anymore. Like, personally, Kaysha the hunter, Kaysha the predator, I don't even know who's like, I don't even remember how you do this. Like, I don't remember what was my MO. I don't remember none of it. Like, it's been way too long. It's been like, so wait, 9 years plus 3, like 15 years that I've been in relationship.
Right.
So, and I'm a man. I mean, like, a lot of men in their 50s, like a lot of them, they divorce, like, and like when I see my cousins, they chilling. They actually they were very miserable the first 2 years. They were miserable because they were hoping, trying to fix it, and then they were thinking about the kids and etc. And now, when you tell them, hey, like, I mean, listen, if your wife, like, if the sister came back and wanted to get back, they were like, hell no, I'm good. Like, they don't want to be. They're good. They like the this newfound freedom, and it's actually for a man in, like, you early 50s, gray bird, etc. There's some sexiness in there.
Right. Men
But
can go gray and be sexy.
women too.
Yes.
But now, for an executive woman, not only it is hard to find the right guy, but if the
Mhm.
guys who are in their 50s are busy wanting to be free, or they're looking for maybe a number two, or the only choice are younger guys.
Mhm.
So how, like, and that was a conversation I was having with my friend today,
Yeah.
and she says so she's still going through a divorce, but she just spent a year being miserable. And I was telling her it's time to think about yourself. Your
Yeah.
kids are going to be fine, life is going to be fine, and I understand that some people, they like so focused on the success of their family, at a point you have to let go.
Yeah.
And but she was like, yeah, but what am I going to do? Is listen, travel, go go in the islands and enjoy. It's not like
Mm.
don't turn into what you're not, but and it felt more like she wanted to just dive into her work and that's it.
Mhm.
So like how do you balance that in your life? That is
Mhm.
like where, listen, it seems like you have space for your friends and that's it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And every time
Mhm.
I call you on Club Shada, you don't answer. So you clearly busy.
Well, the last time you called me on Club Shot, I was actually out on a date. So, and I was trying not to
Oh
be,
shit.
that person that I'm out on a date because, if you're out
How
on a
was the
date, you don't
date?
want to be. That's a difference. I can answer that. But I didn't want to be that person on the date, like, on my phone, like, oh, let me get my phone. Oh, wait, hold on, let me
Yeah.
pick up a phone call. So I was trying to be attentive. But to go back to what you said, you
Mhm.
did it right. You went about it right, I think. I think you went about it right. I think you gave yourself plenty of time to have fun, to explore and to experience life. You had
A
all
few
this travel going.
psychos.
Right. Well, you had all of those crazy experiences, right? But you also had a very full career where you were
Yes.
constantly on the road. I mean, I can remember a time where you were performing like something like at least like half of the days of the year. You were
Yeah,
performing
yeah.
like almost every single weekend and sometimes multiple times in a night.
Four
So
times a week sometimes. I was
yeah,
taking the plane sometimes 8 times in the same week. I was taking the plane.
yeah, it's crazy. So you, at that point, for you to try to have a relationship was going to be really difficult. And
Yeah.
also, I think you know yourself. I think you really know yourself. I think you always knew that you did want to have a family, but only when the time was when it felt right. And when it felt right was when you decided to settle down. So I think that most people, especially women, are pressured to go about it in a very different way. The idea is you graduate, you get a job, you get married, you have your children young, and you live happily ever after, right? But that doesn't really take into account you having the process to mature and to figure out who you are and what you really want in life. And so I think that for people that's why there's a lot of people that are getting divorced in their 40s because now they finally came into themselves and they're like, wait a minute, this person and
I
I
hate
didn't
this
grow.
guy.
Yeah, like you didn't grow at the same pace, or maybe what you could have put up with 10 years ago, you can't put up with now. And I think that that is unfortunate because now you got to go through the whole divorce, but it is what it is. For me, I think that I will make time for the right person. That's how I really truly feel about it because the last relationship that I was in, I did some, it's always the men that are attracted to me are always younger than me. I rarely have men that are my age that, you know, really make passes at me. A lot of the men that are my age are in relationships that I meet that are in relationships. But in general, it's like younger men. And my last relationship, I was with somebody who was younger than I was, and I explained to him from the beginning, I was very clear, like, I don't think I'm going to have more than 1 or 2 days a week that I can spend just with you. Like, I have other things going
Oh,
on.
he's not ready.
Yeah, no. And I mean, within 2 months, he was just like, he couldn't take it. He really couldn't take it. And
Yeah, because you want to, like, as a man, when you have that girl that you really like, I mean, I'm scared. Like in this era, you cannot say the right words without infuriating somebody. But there's this idea of when you're in love, and it's not the right way to go at it, but you have this feeling that you want to possess the person, if I can say it this way.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
no,
want
you're
them near you, you want them with you, you want them at the movies with you, you want them, like I remember like when I met somebody, I wanted to take them to the movies, and then I wanted to take them to the studios and stay at the studio until 4 a.m. Then go home with them, and then yeah, I have a show tomorrow. You come in with me. Tell my manager, hey, Guylaine, take me another train, and like most of the girls from that era, they remember that I was always traveling, but I was always like taking them with me somewhere. Like,
right.
when you have a woman that is so busy becoming the mayor of Newark that she has like 2 days for you in the week, and so if you are like me and you are busy as hell as well, if you have somebody and they're like, listen, I have those 2 days, it would be great that we align and spend those days together.
Mhm.
That's different because you both are busy. You're gonna find
Yeah.
some time, grab a coffee somewhere,
Mhm.
enjoy like seeing yourself, maybe in events. Like you might mesh your schedules together, but you're both busy building empires.
Mhm.
So you
Mhm.
understand each other.
Mhm.
But if you are younger and you don't understand and you don't have the maturity, you're gonna start being like paranoia and be like, yeah, and like, who's this guy? Why is he talking to you this way? Who's this? And you're gonna be scared of the powerful guys because you got like people like Quincy Jones. They're like, hey, Marcy.
Right.
So how do you in the future do you see yourself with? I mean, just find some young guy, or you are looking for a more mature guy, or you don't care.
I'm not really looking for anything, to be honest with you. I mean, I feel
Yeah, you're
like
busy becoming the mayor. I understand.
I feel like the I feel like when the right person comes
What's up,
around, like
Jacqueline?
I'll know. Hi. I'll know it'll feel right and it will work. But I'm not like it's not yeah, I guess it's not that I don't care. I do care in the sense of um like I'm not what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not attached to a particular like what it should be or what it shouldn't be. Um, but I'm definitely open. Like I feel like love is always something that's beautiful. So if it comes around, then yes, I will be grateful to receive it. You know, I'll be grateful to find a person that I can connect with in that kind of way and that we could build together, but I'm not searching for it. I'm just not. I just feel like
You
when it
and you
happens, it
also
happens.
realize that from what you say that it has to be as busy as you to understand.
Yeah, they either have to be as busy as I am or they have to be really confident. They have to feel really confident and they have to, they have to feel because what happens to me, and even before I was as busy as I am right now, this has been like my life. A lot of times when you are doing stuff and, working in entertainment and being around people, guys get jealous. They do want to possess you, they do want to monopolize your life.
They were
They
jealous
want to
of me.
yeah, they're jealous of you, they're jealous big time jealous of you, and jealous
Why?
when there's no reason to be jealous, like, that's just
Uh,
stupid. It's stupid to be jealous of
I mean,
somebody who's a friend.
yeah, but I mean, if you pick a sexy best friend
I
that
mean, hey.
is that is the guy that, everybody makes love to his songs.
I
I
mean,
try to be nice, but yeah, I scare guys. I don't know why.
yeah, yeah, and you know what? The jealousy is not just from the perspective of being jealous of like men in your life. The jealousy is also being jealous of me. Period. Like, oh, I'm jealous of her because she's successful. I've had guys say to me, like, oh, no matter how much I work, like, I don't have the contacts that you have, or I don't have this that you have. And I'm like, why are you competing with me? We're in a relationship with each other. Why are you competing with me? That is weird to me. I don't want to compete with my partner. No, that's not. So, yeah. It's hard out here.
It's interesting because I've been in these situations where I'm like, so what am I to you? I said,
Mhm.
you're my girl, I love you. Yeah,
Mhm.
but like, what's my use? I said,
What?
love me.
Right.
Yeah, what else? I said, I don't need nothing else.
Right.
It's easy. Be there for me when I feel exhausted from my own battles. Just be the rock. Just be
Yes.
there and tell me it's gonna be all right. Make some tea and tell me let's watch some manga. That's all I need from you. And they want to they want to be more than that. And you're like, I don't need nothing else. Everything I have,
But this
like
is the problem.
that's the problem.
This is my biggest issue with one of my biggest issues with the way that people see relationships. People want to they don't listen to what your needs are, right? To me, true love is this. True love is seeing somebody for exactly who they are and loving them for exactly who they are and loving them the way they want to be loved, not the way that you think that they should be loved or you want to even give the love. Like, so for example, let's just say that, I love roses. Let's just say I love roses and, I like to get roses, but I pick a partner who thinks flowers are stupid, thinks it's a waste of money, thinks it's dumb, doesn't so then they never give me flowers cuz they think it's dumb. But instead of saying, "Wow, Marcy really loves flowers. Let me show her in the language that she speaks that I love her." And I think people do that all the time. We want people to be who we want them to be. We don't really see them for who they are. We try to like fit them in this box. And then when it doesn't happen, we're pissed. And then we try to love them the way we think that they're supposed to receive love and actually what they're saying to you is what you just said. Hey, I just need you to be there for me. I just need you to be my rock. I just need you to be that safe, quiet space for me, and the person's trying to do the most because they didn't actually listen to you and give you
I
what
think
you need.
I think people believe that love is a mirror
Mm,
when it's not. Like
mhm,
they want to be loved the way they love you, and they
mhm,
want you to be what they believe love is. When that's not what it is. Like I'm bringing my 100%, and you are
mhm,
bringing your 100%. So we
mhm.
are the bonus of each other. But most people, they're like, I'm looking for my other half, all that bullshit that they see in movies. Now, you are not supposed to bring only 50% of yourself in a
No.
relationship. You're supposed to
Mm-mm.
be full built,
Mhm.
and then you do
Yep.
a collaboration together. Like now that I've been in a relationship for 9 years now.
Wow, it's been 9 years?
Listen, she was 19 when I met her, and I was 39, and she's now 29 and I'm
Barely
49.
legal. She was
No,
barely legal.
yeah, I was doing my for 40s crisis. I was like, yeah, like, give me a nice kid, a nice cute girl. But look, we are now almost 30 and 50.
Right.
So it's very interesting, that when I met her, I really was my full self already.
Mm-hmm.
and I just gave her the space to become who she was becoming. And I always said to myself, soon as I met her, I was like, okay, she might grow into somebody that you hate. So because I always said that to myself,
Mm-hmm.
I never felt that whoever she was becoming, I had to. Of course, you can give advice, but I was never trying to control, because I understood that control doesn't exist.
Right.
I understood from my previous relationship. If you believe you can control somebody, you are like, listen, they might pretend for a long time and then patatrak.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Simmons, welcome
Hi.
back.
What's
Just
up, bro?
getting in from work, and I had to catch you guys live. Hey,
Long time no
thank you,
see.
thank you. Long time no see here on Club Shada as well. Emery's saying, and actually, that's a very interesting comment.
Mm-hmm.
Polyamory can be a solution for modern women. Look at Nick Cannon. Oh my God.
Are we talking about polyamory or polyandry? Because polyamory, me being with a man who has multiple women, that doesn't work for me.
No,
That
no,
won't work for
it's
me.
impossible.
And so polyandry, me having multiple men, that might work. Maybe the next
Oh my God.
one
Who
for
are
each
you?
purpose. One for each purpose. No, I'm just joking. That's just a lot of too much for me.
Okay, so
Um,
what do you think of Nick Cannon having how many? 12
I don't
babies
even know. I can't keep up. It's so many.
with 5 different women, I guess.
Right.
Because
What do I
I
think?
thought, what I thought in the beginning was that he had like a few babies here, then he went to the next one, he had some babies. Then no, he's
Mhm.
actually
Having them at the same time. Yeah.
with all these people at the same time. But like, yeah,
I
what's the
mean,
point?
if that like here's my thing. I don't I think
I
it's
don't
very
judge.
interesting. Yeah, my that's my thing, right? That's his life. That's what he wants to do. I know Nick Cannon has a lot of health problems, so I don't know if he's just trying to like ensure that his legacy is going to live on. I don't know what his
Well, you don't need
what
10, you don't need 12 kids for your legacy to live on.
right.
3 is enough.
Right. Whatever he's going through, whatever it is, whatever's fueling it for him, that's on him. But I could never deal with that. Like, that just seems like so much drama. So much drama. I can't even imagine having to deal with all of like, imagine trying to deal with
A
six
lot
different
of
baby
baby moms.
mothers. Imagine that. And they don't all get along with each other. Somebody's jealous,
Of
somebody's
course
this,
not.
then you got
Oh,
the diva Mariah Carey as your ex-wife. You know what I mean? She's probably like this motherfucker. You know what I mean? She's
oh yeah.
probably over him.
She's like, what the hell?
Like it's just
What?
I couldn't deal with that. That's way too much energy to have to manage. It's like hard enough.
Especially with all the businesses that he has.
Right,
He's like,
exactly.
he's one of the, listen, kudos to
Mhm.
him. He's one of
Yeah.
the busiest working guy, management, shows, podcasts,
Mhm.
talk show, etc. Like, so
Mhm.
how do you have time to do all this? I know I'm a busy person,
Mhm.
and 2 kids is more than enough.
Mhm.
Like, I'm counting for me. If you see me making a third one, it means that I have a few millions now.
Right.
Because I would need to have somebody full time in the house to help with that.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
and because you arrive to a certain point where when I had Ashia was perfect time for me.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now when I'm like, okay, wait a minute, I'm 49.
Mhm.
Like, if I make a new one at 50,
Mhm.
now you have like the next 5 years
Right.
where you have to really take care of them because they're babies.
Right.
And
Right.
I don't know if I'm willing to do that. Now
Hmm.
imagine 12 of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, no.
You don't want another one?
Babies, my son is grown now. I mean, there was a time where I
Like me,
thought,
mine is the same age as yours, 20. Let's go.
but you're a man, so it's like you don't have to put your body through all of that. I can't imagine being pregnant.
Surrogate.
Sorry. Well, there you go. I mean, according to my gynecologist, I'm nowhere. I could still have as many babies as
Capverdians.
I know. We're super fertile. You just touch us. Pregnant
Babies pop.
babies everywhere. Um, yeah, no, I used to think like it would be nice to have one more, and especially now that my son's older, I'm like, damn, man, like I wish I would have had another baby. But now that I'm older, and I definitely never would want to have another child if I wasn't with the dad, because
Mm,
being divorced sucks. It sucks. Like
mm.
co-parenting, you miss out on things, and sometimes you don't agree, and your child is getting two very different upbringings. And I definitely would not want to go through that again. If I were going to have any more children, I would want to be with the person. So,
Is your ex-husband married?
yeah, he's remarried. He has two additional daughters.
So your son is
Yeah,
he's good.
he
He
has two
has
little
he has
sisters. Yeah.
he has little sisters and stuff. It's just on your side that yeah, and me on my side it's the same thing. Vanya has she has a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She calls me daddy as well actually. And
What? She
yeah,
does?
yeah, yeah, she does. She calls me Papa Kaysha. And
Aw.
and I have a daughter too. So my son has two sisters.
Oh, wow.
When I
That's
ask him
cool.
like, would you want like another brother or sister? He's like, nah, 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 nah. I'm
No,
good.
of course not. Yeah,
I'm like, why? He's like, no.
because he needs it, because he's the only boy,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's the first. So he's got his place. He doesn't want to lose it.
That's interesting. Organized players. Mike, what you doing in Manhattan? Where is everybody in New York without me?
They came to see me. Hey, 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 you should be here.
Yeah, I should. I'm gonna give him your address.
No, you should be here.
Oh yeah, me.
6 women.
Damn, 6 women for
Six
Nick
women.
Cannon. Like
God
that's
bless him. Do,
that's.
do you
I
know
mean,
that in the
listen.
I mean, whatever he wants to do, it's up with him. But do you know that talking Emery was the one who said about polyamory, and that's a big conversation right now. Like everybody's talking about,
Yeah.
oh, I'm polyamorous. Everybody's polyamorous. Everybody's polyamorous. Okay, great. But
Until
what's
there's somebody
interesting,
with a huge meat that arrives and does some
right?
destruction, and you're like,
Yeah, that's it. This stops. But my thing with the polyamory, the reason why I take issue with it, or the reason why I take issue with it from my perspective, is that it's very male centric. It's about the men. The men have all these women. It's about the men, the men, the men, the men, the men. It's not about the women. It's about what the man wants. And women are just saying, "Oh my God, yeah, I'm polyamorous." But it's really what I know friends that have been in this, and
it's
it's
more
always male
polygamy
dominated.
more.
Yeah, and so when you think about, and then when you talk about women having multiple partners, it's always like, "Oh, I don't know about
Oh,
that."
there's these two podcasters, and I think they were talking about this, and actually the woman was
Mhm.
polyamorous, and actually it was the
Mhm.
woman that would bring some people from some time to time,
Mhm.
and you can watch if
Yeah,
you want, you can participate, but I mean, listen, I mean, I can't personally.
yeah, I can't deal with that.
I was raised. I'm a Buddhist, but I was raised Catholic, and I was raised. I went to the church school, and I'm a Bantu. I'm from Congo. Like, nah, I'm old school that way. I'm sorry. Like, to me, it's either one for one, or if I have a number
For
one, that's it. If I start at two, it's a lot of you guys, but it's just I'm not with nobody like that. I'm just, yeah,
yeah,
and because this story of like living together with like two or
I
three
can't.
women that you like. I was at the. I went to I went to Africa to see some family, and this grandpa was there with his four wives
God
and
bless
all
him.
his kids in a big house where he was not working and they were working,
Right.
and he was just there chilling. I was like, yo, you my hero.
Right. I mean, sign me up. Where can I get that life?
But I mean, and everybody was like, so it's the African Muslim West African life,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, for there it was normal, and like to when you want to bring a new wife, you have to have the
Mm-hmm.
you need to have the permission of the
Mm-hmm.
wives that are before, and I think your maximum is four, and when
Mm-hmm.
there's a new one taken in, then the other three have to train her, and then they are like she has to obey to the other three and etc. And then like all the kids are raised together and they all grow up together. And I was like, wait a minute, who's who? Like who's who? Like no, that's his wife. What about this one? That's his wife too. What about that one? That's his wife too. Oh, and that one is his daughter. No, that's the new wife. I was like, yo, wait a minute,
That's so funny. But God bless
yo.
him. He's doing the damn thing.
No, listen, the guy was chilling. He was telling me that he used to be a fighter at the army in Portugal. He was a
Oh, wow.
pilot of something, and then he
Mm-hmm.
went back after reforming, and he was there chilling with his four wives. And I was like, all right,
Mm.
well, look at that.
Hmm.
So, did you see Kanye's new conversation with paparazzis?
No, wait, from what was the latest? Tell
Like
me.
yesterday
Oh, no, I
or
didn't see it from yesterday.
two
Hold
days
on, I gotta look
ago.
it up. Tell me.
So he's been yeah, he's been going to get his kid. So now the first one was he was with his new wife because he got married to another clone of his wife, right?
And he said it's
And
because he couldn't have sex if he wasn't married. Did you hear that? That's what he said.
no, I
Because
didn't.
he's not because he's into church now. He's like really into the church, so he can't have sex without being married.
That guy. I okay. So with that and that, so that new woman, she knows his wife because she's been
Right,
working there for years, right?
right, right. And
So
apparently Kim doesn't
they
like
were
her.
well. So she's been they were leaving going somewhere or getting in the car, and some paparazzi was there, and he went
Mhm,
in a rant.
mhm,
And the paparazzi was like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I stopped taking pictures." He was like, "Yeah, would you like it if I would be there?" La, da, da. And he was like, "Yeah." And then some instead of going in his car, then
right.
he gets triggered, and then it just goes into, and those people they film. So this is such an interesting interaction between all these people. And he was telling them, yeah, all the people
Funny.
you are selling these pictures to, like the artist should get a share of the money you make. I was like, like to everybody it was like wrong messenger, but the message is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. That wasn't wrong.
Yeah, no, it
You're
was like,
getting
yeah, that
harassed.
listen, in the paparazzi culture in the US is harassment
Ridiculous.
because those people follow you up to your door. That's dangerous. That's scary. Then the second one, he was going to get his kids to school.
Mhm,
And again, some people were filming him, and he just came to them. He was like, "Yeah,
mhm,
you think it's funny? Yeah, I'm going to come to my kid's school, etc., etc." And the guy was like,
mhm.
"No, we're here for Kim. I don't care." Ah, da, da, da. And he was like, and then he went on a rant again, and he was telling them that, and everybody's like, "Yeah, okay, bro." So the first one was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and the guy was trying to keep him to calm him down because they knew that he was about to become violent. But the guy did a very good job of being like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, Kanye. I'm sorry." That's such a strange conversation that people are having with celebrities. The second one was like, "Yeah, bro, what you want me to do? We all here. It's 100 of us. Like, yeah, it's like public space." And he was like, "Yeah, but I want to have like my space, my life." Da da da. He was like, "That's not how it works, bro." And the other one was telling him the same thing, but in a nice way. He was like, "Bro, like that's technically this is my
Mm-hmm.
right to film you. I have the right to film you." And he was like, "Yeah, but you know." And the third one was a woman that was not a paparazzi, or maybe she was. I don't know, but she was filming with her
Mm-hmm.
phone, and he took her phone. He took her phone and he threw it away. Wait, I think I have it on Instagram. Let me see. Wait, wait. Yeah, yeah. He took her phone. He
Oh,
just.
Kanye.
Oh yeah, yeah. Your boy.
Kanye. Gee, he's not my boy.
Oh, well, that's your
But
friend.
poor Kanye. I really wish that Kanye. Well, number
Took
one,
six
I would.
months.
Yeah,
Took
I just it would be good for him to take some time away, but he's not going to do that, right? Because he has a
nope.
family, he has kids, so he's not going to like disappear away from them. So that's one thing. Then the other thing is that yeah, I just think that I don't it's tough, right, with Kanye because some of the stuff that he says, he's not wrong. But you
Yeah,
can't even say that. Like, look, they tried to cancel Dave Chappelle when Dave Chappelle was like, "You're not supposed to say this, so I'm not saying it." But da da da, da. And then they tried to cancel
yeah.
him. So, poor Kyrie. I feel so bad for him. I feel so bad to the point where people really like. I know people. I have people that I know that I'm close to that are Jewish that have just completely written off Kyrie because they just are like, oh, he's anti-Semitic. And I'm like, but why are you saying, like, what is the evidence that he's anti-Semitic? He posted about that thing. And then he just posted about like a, a documentary.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he's anti-Semitic. It means he's sharing information. And then everybody else started hey agreeing with him. You had the Israelites, which is a organization of people here and in the US that believe that they're the original Jewish people, and they showed up
Yeah.
at his
Ah, yeah. I remember.
at the stadium, but he didn't ask for them to come. Like, he's not asking for this, right? Everybody else is like rallying around him and saying all this stuff, but he's not asking for it. And it's like, now this guy is getting fined ridiculously. He's getting,
No, that's
like,
abuse.
it's just, it doesn't make any sense. And I feel like with Kanye, again, he's provocative, right? And when he said that he and Trump are like, they both had dragon blood, right? Isn't that what he said? Like, they were
Dragon
similar, they were
energy.
twins. Dragon energy. They were twins. He said they were like very much alike. I think he's right. I think they are alike. I think they both like to poke and prod and provoke and stir up controversy. I think it's part of their personality. I think they like it. I think they like to drop a bomb and then walk away and
Yeah.
like watch what's gonna happen, right? They like to work the
There's a
media.
thrill for them
Um,
in there.
there's a thrill for it. So it's like when you already have that kind of personality and then you also have no filter and now you also clearly have some mental illness going on, then you also have, in addition to all of that, your marriage has fallen apart.
Oof.
Your wife now is dating some other guy and you have to deal with that. Like, everybody sees what's going on. It's not like you could deal with it privately. It's blast everywhere you turn. It's on the news, it's in the papers, it's here, it's there. The gossip never stops. The people are following you. So you can't even deal with your family issues in private. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a miracle that he hasn't completely lost it already, to be honest with you. Like, the fact that he's still kind of holding on. Oh my God.
Well, no, wait. You want me to be running up on your kids' games like that?
Hey, bro, what do you want me to do? Is everybody's here. Dude, you know how it is every week, bro.
I want to just see my kids.
I understand, bro, but it's not just me. It's 100 of us.
Everybody got to stop when I see my kids.
Bro, how, dude, like, What do you want us to do? It's 100 of us.
I don't care how many.
Oh, what do you want us to do?
You want to hear what I want you to do?
Yeah, tell us what you want us to do.
If I need to see my kids
Oh.
without you photographing,
Okay. You can't go home and see them? Like, what do you want us to do? It's a public place.
it's called human rights.
It's a public place. Kanye, you know what time it is? What the?
Yes, Kanye.
If I want to go see my son at a
I
game,
understand.
y'all ain't gonna run up on me like that. If I say stop,
I wasn't running.
if I say it ain't running,
I wasn't
stop with
running.
your cameras.
I know, but
Stop with
Kanye,
your
I
cameras.
understand.
Y'all ain't gonna run up on me like that. If I say stop,
I wasn't running.
if I say it ain't running,
I wasn't
stop with
running.
your cameras.
I know, but
Stop with
Kanye,
your
you're a
cameras.
celebrity.
We were there for Kim. It's hard.
We were there for Kim. So
Yikes.
the problem here as well is that all these people, he's telling you something and you're still filming it because you know that. So like this whole
Because you know
thing
that you can
is
post it and get likes or make some money off of it. And it is not fair. I mean, at what point do we draw the line where celebrities get to have privacy, some level yes, I know that that's the life that you chose, right? So you chose to be a public figure, so
yeah,
in
but
some
come
ways,
on.
but not with, but he's right, like why can't at least when you're with your children there be some kind of
Exactly.
respect for that?
You know, I don't take photos with nobody when I'm with my children. Not my daughter because my son is big enough. But when he was between 0 and 10, 12, no photos. I don't care if it's the only time you're gonna see me in your life. No photos. I was telling people, hey, I'm really sorry, but I don't take pictures when I'm with my son. It was a rule because I wanted him to have a little bit of a normal life. And I understand the fans want to take a picture, etc. But I didn't. I was like, no, sorry. See, I'm with my son, and they're like, but don't worry. Sometimes you're gonna have this. Don't worry. We can hold him. I said, no, you are strangers. Yeah, but we are your fans. You still are strangers. I'm with my son. I put this rule for myself. I'm not Kaysha anymore when I'm with my children, and I'm not gonna stop for you now. Like I understand my children know who I am. They know I'm a singer. They know I'm a celebrity, etc. But when is like for example today, I was on a daddy and daughter moment. We went to the hotel Myriad in front of the
Mhm.
house, and it was just me and her. Everybody else stayed at the house. We just went to have dinner together. She's
Mhm.
5. She knows what she liked there, so she wanted her thing. They know her there. They know exactly the little princess what she wants. She
Mhm.
brought her iPad, so she had her. She did her little setup. She was happy, and yeah, we had dinner together. And I was on the phone with my cousin, and she was on her thing, and yeah. And if somebody came and say, "Oh my God, can I take a photo?" I would be, "I'm sorry, I'm with my daughter."
Right, because it's like
And
you need to have some space.
yeah, but in the U.S., like I think you listen. You can't even touch a paparazzi that is putting their camera to your face like this. You can't even touch them because now they're gonna like. I think Kanye is being. I think that I saw something where he's being uh, because of what he did with the paparazzi. Okay, look, there you go. Named suspect in a battery investigation after recent run-ins with paparazzi and a fan.
I mean, if they're gonna say that him taking the girl's phone and throwing it is battery, I mean, I think that's really unfortunate because he didn't touch her. He just took the phone away. And I've seen so many celebrities over the years do that. I've had people tell
Britney.
me don't film. And if you film, they will have their security come over and take your phone.
Yeah.
So the difference is that Kanye did it himself. I don't know. I feel like it's
You
almost
should
like the
have
public.
security.
Yeah, they should be doing that. But he's out there doing his own thing because he doesn't trust anybody. But my thing is that I
Mm.
feel like the public isn't going to be happy until something crazy happens with Kanye, until there's some violence erupts, or till if he hurts himself or hurts somebody else, I think people are not going to leave him. They're going to keep pushing him and keep pushing him, and then when something if something like that happens, they're going to go, see, he's
It's on
crazy.
your honeymoon.
But it seems
Yeah.
as though, to me, it's like people don't want to just give him space to deal with what's going on with him internally and with his family. They're just
Hmm.
gonna keep pushing.
It's look. That's the last one. The first one. That was the first one.
Guys. All right. I just want to congratulate on your honeymoon.
Bro, just stop. Y'all paparazzi. You understand? It's like the first stop. Just stop.
Yeah, but I'm in the alley.
No, listen, bro.
Yeah.
It's like antagonistic.
I just need this one shot, please.
No, you got the shot, but I'm saying
It was not good, but I respect you.
It's like, that's my thing. It's like, you don't even know. Y'all just jump up on people like this, and it's just like.
I apologize
The
if I
first
caused
time-
you trouble, and you told me to stop, and I stopped.
Do you know the first time I ever took medication why I was? Because I got mad at paparazzi.
I'm so sorry.
You know what paparazzi it was?
No.
The same one that shot Britney.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? My dad did photography for newspapers. You know what I'm saying? It has to be some kind of balance, some kind of conversation. I can't live in California in my life like I'm some type of caged animal to be judged.
I totally understand,
photographed.
and we respect you. You told me to stop, and I stopped.
No, I appreciate
We love
that.
your music, your
But
talent.
Who do you work for? Which company?
I'm independent, but I upload to the media. I do.
Who's the media? The media doesn't have a right just to like, boom, pop up. We have no idea.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And then I don't have no say-so over the shot.
Mm-hmm.
No, you did, because I stopped.
No,
I
it's
listened
not
to you.
just that. It's like, it's not just that. It's the entire media. Y'all find where we're at. Y'all take this photo. What percentage of the money do we get off of the photos?
Mm-hmm.
On this one, probably not.
On which ones?
On
none of them. For years and
on
years.
your general PR, yes, you do, but I'm the wrong person to argue with you.
But who do you
I
work
res-
with?
No, independent.
Who do
I'm
you
t-
send?
I'm totally independent.
I need to find out all the information and how it actually works, so I can, like, if I want to just go and drive around and not have to worry about paparazzi, I do it. At this
Yeah.
point, it's like I served too many years in the game. I've been to anger management. Man, I'm not in that life no more. I'm here for this.
Yeah, he's
what
pretty
you like in
calm.
The music is this.
Yeah.
And you get all the image and stuff. It's like doesn't work for me.
No, I'm sorry. I don't want to bother you. And I wish your guy all the best. And I give you peace. But I'm not the only one on the street. Everyone who will see you will take pictures.
Yeah, it's one thing if other people are taking pictures. So I'm saying it's like, but I asked you like 3 times, like, who's the company that you work for? Who do
No,
you work
no,
for?
honestly,
You're independent.
God, I do not work for
But
any
You're
company.
gonna go and take this picture of me. You have no plans of giving me any percentage of it, giving her any percentage of it. It's not right. And just because it's been like that for a long time, don't mean that it's gonna
Well,
be like that.
In the state of California, it is right, but I see your point. I see your point, and I respect your wish. So, and I wish you a good evening. And
No, it ain't in the state of California.
What's that? Sorry?
Not because you're like, I stopped, but you already took the photo.
And as we may in public domain, but if it bothers you, I stopped.
No, it's not an if.
It does bother you.
It ain't up to y'all. My image ain't up to y'all no more.
Okay.
If I
okay.
take your camera, is it up to me then?
No, it's not. Anyway, I wish you a good evening, and
You
I
want to erase the
apologize.
photos?
What's that? No, I need them. I actually haven't even seen them.
You need them, so you got the right.
I
He's
do
getting
have the
scared.
right to the photos. I do.
So what happens if I take your photo? If I take your camera right now?
I would not like that. Please don't do this. I walk away, and we're all good.
Oh, but would I like it? So I like y'all doing that to me all the time.
No, I apologize and I'm walking away.
So let people know.
Yes, I will.
Let all the paparazzi know it's up.
I will. Have a good evening.
See, this is I don't know. I take issue with this because I don't think he's wrong. I think he's right. I think he's right with what he's saying. And as you were playing that, it made me think about more about the types of images that these people take, right? So just say he was with his daughters or with his children and they take pictures now. They could be selling these pictures to a pedophile site or like, you know what I mean? Like child, like who knows where those photos are going to, so you can't even protect your own children. So yeah, it's just, it's tough.
I completely understand how like people like Britney just lose it. Cause I mean, personally, I've been to a level of celebrity, especially in Africa, where I had the whole city showing up if I couldn't walk in the street. But I know that at this point of my career, I can walk around in my neighborhood. I'm good. If I'm in a club, I might do a few photos, or from time to time, I'm going to meet people. They're going to ask a photo. People know who I am, but people don't really bother me. It's always a great interaction. But imagine you're having an argument with your wife and somebody's filming you guys.
Right. Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Or somebody's coming to you asking you questions about, so what about that? What do you think about Pete? What do you think about, like,
right, triggering questions.
And if you have, on top of that, you have mental trouble that are known. Of course, you go and you can see that person. I think the person was polite, even if he felt in his own rights, because in California, like, the paparazzi are protected, and it's journalism out there, and there's a whole, and you could see that he was trying to not trigger him, and then at a point, I think Kanye triggers himself as well, because he goes on rant mode. Even if he was calm, he was still on rant mode, and a lot of things that he said were, they were right, but at the same time, I think he contradicts himself by providing all this content to all these people. You can go in your car, close the door, and go. What most celebrities do when they don't want to be interviewed, they don't want to be filmed, they don't want to be this, that. First of all, you have security. You go in your car, close the doors, drive away. Now, she goes in and he wants to have conversation with people. Right. And he creates the content. And now the content is everywhere. And now you're going to go on YouTube, and everybody's going to do their commentary. So at the same time, he's fueling this whole new media of people who always need to have something to talk, shade rooms, all that stuff, the blogs, even us right now.
Right.
By not being able to control the moment where he should just be like, and I mean, if I would work for him, that's what I would do. It would be like you. I was like, get in the back. There's a driver is ready. You go in, the wife go in, everybody close the door, move. And I tell the people, hey, step aside. The fact that he's, first of all, I mean, I understand he's probably the rich neighborhoods and stuff, but at that level of money, I don't walk in the street by myself with my wife.
Yeah.
Like, you see, did you see Kim when she goes out somewhere? All these paparazzis are there, but before she leaves, the team is already creating a security perimeter, telling everybody, move to the side, Then she goes out, people are asking questions, and they're trying to, but you can see the gorillas that are explaining to you that there's a perimeter, that if you enter, you're in trouble.
Right.
and she understand the thing. She understand that uh she can't prevent this to happen, and she understand that it's also like that's
Yeah,
what
that's
she
her job.
does.
She
Yeah,
loves it. I
yeah,
mean, she made
she
that clear in the IRL podcast. She said that
yeah
she
she
said she loves this, and she said she felt like she was built for it. I think you're right. I think that you're right that Kanye makes it worse for himself, but I also understand that he doesn't trust anybody. And he definitely doesn't trust people that have worked for him. You know, he had that trainer, and the trainer was the one that got him committed, and that was not good. So now he's at the point where he doesn't want anybody close to him. So I think it's really hard. I think it's really, really hard to be at that level of celebrity and have all those things going on. And I think he's just trying to get control. Like he's trying to just find a way to control something, be able to control something in his life. And there was a time where he wouldn't talk to anybody. I remember I went to Morocco. This was years ago, and we brought all these journalists. He was the headlining performer at a festival, and the whole point was that they were there to interview him, and he wouldn't talk to anybody. Like he wouldn't talk to anyone. He said hi to us, but he wouldn't interview with anybody. And he wouldn't interview with any of the folks in Morocco. And that was, I remember we were pissed, right? So he's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't, right? Because everybody was pissed at him that he wasn't doing interviews, but he didn't say anything that got him in trouble. So
and you have this thing where it's something I always tell artists when they arrive to that level.
mhm.
You're not gonna work this hard and wish for that level of success and fame, and you arrive to that level where you can change music, you can change trends, you become a trendsetter, you become a trailblazer, and you make millions of dollars. You have the shoes, you have like all these things. You get with media, you get with Kim Kardashian, and then after that, you complain about everything that comes with it. And as somebody who choo the train, as somebody who lived fame, I completely understood right away what it was about, and
Yeah.
I kept my eyes on what I was here to do, my music, my business, make my money, etc. And understood that, yeah, interviews you have to do, people in the streets, etc. I understood it,
Hmm.
but I was not surprised. And if I ever wanted to go higher in there, I wouldn't be surprised as well. I would understand if you want to go live in California, all that stuff. Listen, you can live in France, you can go live in
Yeah.
Dubai, you can live in many places. Now, if you
Right.
decide to live in a certain lifestyle, you have to also understand, like, it's not. I'm never gonna be the guy say, yeah, but you wanted to be famous. No, it's not that. It's like in America, if you want to arrive to certain types of level, there's gonna be a lot of things that come with it, and you have a lot of people who can explain to you how you can work around it and live around it. Because there's a lot of people who are look, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Hmm. Yeah. No, they do a great job
They
of
do a
not
great
letting.
job. You don't hear them. When you hear them, it's because there's something. When you and Sabrina is saying something important, that is bipolar, but
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
not only you don't hear them, you hear them when they have something to say. A lot of times when there's drama around Beyonce or Jay-Z, you don't hear them. You only hear all the
They're
people who are,
representatives.
or everybody's giving their opinions. You don't hear them.
No.
They don't even need to say anything for you to pay for whatever you said. And
Right.
they go to events, you don't see them coming, you don't see them leaving,
Hmm.
because they have an army of people who are making sure that they enter from the entrance where we know we've been in those entrances. It's not like I've entered clubs from places where you would never imagine that it takes you to the club. Sometimes you enter through a parking that is a private parking that is in another building, and then boom, and then you arriving directly to the VIP, and then you get in the club, you do your show, you do your photo with the fans, and then you leave again. Nobody sees you. Like
Yeah,
So you don't, at the same time, you a multi-millionaire. You have 2 to 400 million dollars in your bank account. How are you walking alone with your wife?
I know. I know.
Like,
But it's what Sabrina
it's
said.
dangerous.
It is because he is bipolar, because the difference between you and Jay-Z and Beyonce and pretty much most of the other folks that, are not involved in drama, um they're not bipolar. They have, you have a sound mind. You're able to make solid decisions.
Yeah.
I don't think he can do that. And I feel for him. I really do, because I just feel like he doesn't have a lot of support, which is probably why he, is latching on to a new person now, a new woman now. But I don't think there's very many people in his life that he can trust. And he made a decision to be with somebody, to marry somebody and procreate with somebody who is an attention magnet. You know what I mean? Like, who's more talked about than Kim Kardashian? I don't really know too many people that are more talked about in our era than the Kardashians, and Kim in particular. So he made a choice to marry a woman who is one of the most photographed, the most talked about, the most admired. I mean, we have an entire generation of women who are
Yep.
like Kim Kardashian clones. Everybody has,
Tell me about it.
they wear the same kind of clothing. Whatever Kim does, they do it. They all have the straight hair, long hair. If she does her hair
Slim,
blonde, they're
thick.
gonna, yeah, slim, thick, right? Or if she goes blonde, everybody's gonna go blonde. It's like, oh, she tries this new kind of facial, everybody's gonna try it. He
Kim,
picked the
Kanye's wife is
worst
blonde,
possible.
turned
Yes,
blonde too.
I saw that. I was
My
like, oh
God.
God. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like he picked the worst possible partner for if for somebody who wanted less media attention.
I believe that he wanted it at that time,
Yeah, he probably
and
did.
then now he doesn't anymore. But I try to keep the show under an hour and a half now. But I mean,
We've been talking for 2 hours.
listen, it's me and you. Like, it's our
I
normal. I told you
know.
we don't need to find a subject. But before I leave you, I want to talk to you about something interesting that I've actually, I saw a documentary about it today on YouTube.
Hmm.
After, I would say, 10 years of, I would say, fashion back in the days, the body was impossible to obtain without not eating. And then Kim Kardashian is actually somebody that and Instagram popularized the that slim, thick, big booty BBL body,
Hmm.
which actually gave to a lot of our sisters that look like that naturally, made them like the norm,
Hmm.
which
Hmm.
was, and then people abused on the BBL stuff, etc. Because who are the heroes now is like all these BBL strippers who are the new
Hmm.
rappers. Like,
Right.
but I don't know if you've seen the new trend that is happening now.
Hmm.
They are going back to the heroin, crack
Hmm.
era, super skinny anorexic woman, and a lot of these celebrities, like the one of the Hadid sisters,
Hmm.
a few of these singers, even the Kardashians.
Hmm.
Everybody's using that diabetes
Hmm.
drug that you just, I forgot the name that you
Oh, insulin?
normally. No, it's
Insulin?
called, it's called it's that thing that everybody's using now. Like, you just put it, like, yeah, it's supposed to be, it was supposed to be done for diabetics,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
because the side effect is that you lose weight,
Oh, wow.
people started prescribing it as a just a way to lose weight, and now
Mhm.
the FDA approved it to just be
Oh,
sold. And now there's a shortage for the people who really need it for their disease.
okay. I
And
didn't realize that was
everybody,
the reason why
no,
there was
no,
a
and
shortage.
on TikTok,
Mhm.
everybody's talking about that, and now everybody is trying to go back to this skinny body from the Calvin Klein's advertisement, where everybody was looking like drug addicts on, like when women had like those strange
Yeah.
dresses, the photographs in dirty toilets and stuff like that,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
and
remember.
everybody,
Heroin
like
chic.
everybody's going back to heroin chic actually right now. That's
Right.
like the Kate Moss era. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to go, everybody's going back to that body. And actually the BBL era was dangerous for,
Yeah.
because a lot of people who could not afford it would go to cheap places to get their BBL done, and some of them would actually perish from that.
Yeah.
But now we're going back to the other side of the extreme, which another body that nobody can obtain. That is, yeah, the
Jeez.
and like you've seen Khloe Kardashian, like, and
Yeah.
I think I believe that they I'm not sure if they removed all their implants or they
Mhm.
just reduced everything, but they all just became
Mhm.
super skinny, and they all use this thing. I forgot the name of this thing.
It's not insulin. Insulin?
No, no, it has wait, let everybody use
Yeah,
to
now I need to know because it says here, yeah,
not
insulin shortage. It says, well, detamir is what they call it, but it says an injection that was it caused they were using
oh
it for weight loss and that it was causing a
it's
shortage.
it's called Ozempic.
Ozempic, yeah, it's a type of insulin.
So yeah,
Okay.
and it's now a lot of people are are are
Wow.
because of, again, there's the it's been approved, and now everybody's using, like, it's like on TikTok. Wait, it's Ozempic.
How does that well, I have a lot of questions because I'm like, what are the effects of that? Because insulin is used that medication is used to regulate your blood sugar. So what
Yeah.
like if your blood sugar's fine, what does it you know what I mean? Like what does
Well,
it
and
do?
it just makes you look on TikTok. There you go. They are
Wow.
all using it as a supplement, and now you can buy it. So
Wow.
all of, like, on TikTok, this is really like the new thing, and a lot of people, they are using the hashtag Ozempic. 458 million videos,
Wow, that's wild to me.
and
I
all
mean,
of them, they look at 20 kilos down. You see, they tag
right,
it, all of them, like all of them, and they showing you taking it, and there's shortage, and they all showing
right,
you before, after, etc. Everybody's going crazy about that whole, oh, and they all show you taking
Quase
it,
um
blah
mês
blah
de
blah blah
saxenda
blah.
de
Deixa eu te falar um
76
negócio aqui.
quilos para
Ai,
68
preto, fala
quilos.
assim. Gere pra mim.
wow.
I lost 10 kilos, etc., etc. Everybody's into that, and all around the world, and actually they're making a ton of money. But now the people who need it for their real disease, they can find it, and those people promising that they are about to do more, and
Mhm.
uh and of course, all the competition is saying, yeah, like there's actually now two more products that are just arriving on the market, trying to get on the trend. But look at
Wow, that's wild.
it, like the
I
world.
mean, yeah, it's
TikTok.
crazy, right? Yeah, and it's crazy because if you think about it, you were saying how initially, people like Kim Kardashian made our bodies, meaning bodies that black women have, right? So, thicker, booties or, more voluptuous, more curvy. That became popular and it was J Lo who actually started it, right? So she was the first one, and she was a
La
woman of
guitarra.
color. Right. And she was a woman of color, but she got quickly replaced by Kim Kardashian. And then it became a surgical thing where it was more of a surgical thing versus a natural thing. So once again, even though it became an ideal, it was still an ideal that was promoted through women who are white women promoting something, even though it might be, our body types. It was made popular because a white woman had this type of body. But the upside of that was that it was good, and it did. I think it was, especially for younger women, there was a space of acknowledgement that your body is beautiful, that it's beautiful to have curves, that it's nice to have a woman's shape. There's nothing wrong with being a little bit thicker. That's okay. All the body consciousness, right? Body positivity. And then it went from there, right? And I think that part was good. But then now that this switch in the trend, what is that going to mean? Because you have a bunch of young women who were depressed because they didn't have the Kim Kardashian body. So they were going to get surgery. They were going to, having all these problems because they
Oh, they
couldn't
got
afford it.
it.
Right. They got
Oh,
the
they got it
surgery.
already.
So now what are they going to do? They're all going to now go and get everything taken out.
And so that's the
And
thing, is like the it's sad, like Joel is saying, it's sad that a woman's body becomes a trend now.
becomes a trend, and it's ultimately still, for all the body positivity movement, you're still actually not appreciating and saying that it's okay whatever your body is. They're still not saying that. They're still saying, yeah, this is the ideal body and anybody can have it if you do X, Y, and Z. So it's still not about embracing you for who you are. It's still
And they are
about trying to attain an ideal
moving the impossible target every
every time.
6-7 years. So once everybody gets skinny again, then you change it. It's like it's trend, it's fashion. Yeah, it should be like, hey, listen, everybody is great. But now you see, like, there's this big trend, like Bella
It's wild.
Hadid, I guess,
Yeah.
Ariana Grande, I think. Like, all of them are just becoming super skinny, and you like, what's going on?
Well, I mean, I remember when that trend was happening, and it may have been popular in the mainstream media, but it was never popular in the Black community. It was never popular in the African community to be heroin chic. So I don't imagine that our men are suddenly gonna, want women to be super skinny with flat asses.
The big problem with me here is that there's a lot of very young girls
Yeah.
who are on TikTok, and I see
Mhm.
my sister-in-law, she's 20. She lives
Mm.
with us, and we had conversations with her as we were talking, like, and we were like, like, a lot of people are depressed because of TikTok, and
Mhm.
some of just this idea that you have to go there all the time, and that you have to follow, be on the trends, and you have to post something. Like, social media is designed this way to make you believe
Right.
that if you're not posting, you're going to be missed out, or people are going to forget you and stuff. And you have a lot of younger women, because we are
Mhm.
talking as adults, but
Right.
me, I'm thinking about my daughter.
Yep.
Once she's 13, 14, and we give her the permission to have a phone, or whatever is going to be the medium, by
Mhm.
the time she arrived there in 10 years, if you have a social network like this one, where there's a
Mhm.
trending thing, and like, you feel that you have to be part of it, because
Mhm.
if not, you're not it.
Mhm.
That's when a lot of people,
Yep.
they like social. It's not just TikTok, but Instagram,
Mhm.
TikTok, Facebook. There's a lot of people who became depressed from watching other
Yeah.
people. Or listen, there's a lot of people, they have no money, but they cute and they know how
Right.
to edit their photos. So they get invited in the best hotels and
Mhm.
they find sponsors from, or maybe they drive to places and then they tell them, hey, listen, we will offer you 2 nights at the hotel. We just want some beautiful photos and you tag us for, we need free
Mhm.
photos of the hotel and this and that
Mhm.
from your Instagram, right? Now, these people have been followed by a bunch of people who are like, oh my God, I want to travel like you, I want to be like you. And people are just obsessed
Mhm.
by
Yeah.
not celebrities that are, it's like it's people on TV, like there's like some control of what they do, how they do, etc. But when it becomes people on your phone, people are obsessed. Like, I want to be like you. I want to travel like you. And then people are starting to. Some people go out by themselves in places. They don't realize some of these women they go with their boyfriends and stuff. No, some they start going by themselves in places, and then stuff happens. You got a
Right.
lot of people. They keep watching all these women that have that pretend that they go to the gym, but actually they do surgery and they're all
Right.
trying to get that body, and because they don't have that body they hate themselves.
Yeah.
And
No,
now
it's
all
true.
these people, after hating themselves for not having the BBL body, now that they reach the BBL body they're gonna hate themselves because now the trend is skinny heroin chic.
So the message is love yourself for who you
Love
are.
yourself,
Love
love
yourself
yourself
for
the
who
way
you
you are.
are.
But you know, Marcy, you and I, we've known each other for 20 years. When I met you, you loved yourself for who you were, and you were scary to even your boyfriends at that time already. And I loved myself for who I was, and I was scary to most boyfriends and my girlfriends as well, because we don't need neither the approbation of a partner nor the
Yeah.
approbation of the fans, nor the
Yeah.
approbation of the strangers. We don't
Mhm.
we don't need it. Me, I always tell people, you like my music, thank you. You don't like my
Mhm.
music, there's plenty more music outside. Enjoy. But how many people are like us?
Mm.
Most people, you tell them love yourself, they're gonna be like, yes, but a
Right.
lot of people, especially after the pandemic where everybody was online all the time
Yeah.
watching everybody else, now people like they love the people that they identify with way more than themselves. A lot of people, they love Kim Kardashian or
Yeah.
some, listen, some, because of my song trending on TikTok,
Yeah.
I'm discovering a bunch of these Brazilian girls that I've never heard of, but that are
Right.
posting on my song, and they have like 10 million followers. They're like 21, and I'm like, and when I look at the comments, everybody's like, it's like little, like 10 million people. That's a sect.
Wow, that's wild. Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a cult.
Yeah, that is.
And you have all these little cults on Instagram of people with like 10,000 people, 20,000 people, a million people that they only swear by you. You make a
Right.
song, they go, they listen to it. You're gonna do a thing, they go. You in a movie, they will go, etc.
Yeah.
And so, how do you love yourself?
Right. It's
Because
true.
those people are replacing God now. They love their politicians. They love their whatever guru. They love the hashtags.
Hmm.
Like everybody has a flag for everything now. So like everybody is behind whatever flag they are, and they obsessed with it. It's not
Yeah.
on a point where like you remember when you were home by yourself that you are
Mm.
you. When I look at
Yeah.
myself in the mirror and I look at my qualities and my defect, and I'm like, I love myself.
Hmm.
Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm happy, I'm losing weight, and I'm happy. And when I had 10 kilos more like 3 months ago, I was like, oh, I have to lose this, but I still love myself.
Yeah.
I never had a problem loving myself, but I think we are more and more becoming UFOs
Right.
because most people, I think they don't love themselves because maybe yeah they didn't have a loving mother, they didn't have partners that love them. Look, listen, I mean I knew a few of your boyfriends. They
Mm-hmm.
were all obsessed with you,
Mm-hmm.
and you knew a few of my girlfriends, and they were
Mm-hmm.
obsessed with me as well. So of course we
Mm-hmm.
love ourselves, and we are successful. We are so we can tell people, hey, love yourself. But yo, most people like are depressed. They don't love themselves. Young women, young men, and they
Mm-hmm.
go on social media and they
Yeah.
see like, listen, I go to my let's go to my Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we go to my Instagram and we go to search,
Mm-hmm.
oh no, we don't have that. We don't. I don't have explore. Do I have? There's you. Explore,
Next page. Mm-hmm.
right? Look what
Right.
it's showing me.
I know. Same with me. I get when I go to mine, it's always like women working out or women like in bikinis, and I'm like, why is this
Look,
even here? I don't even look at this
look
stuff.
at look, and they're
Yeah.
showing me a bunch of women that look like my wife.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I'm like, what are you trying to tell me?
Right.
Yeah, you like this type of girl? Here's more.
Here it is. Yeah.
So then, like they don't realize what it does
The
to
psyche.
the psyche at a point,
Yeah.
and it's a mix between this and that, and that's where I imagine you were younger that looks one way, you look like this girl, but you're not
Yeah.
exactly like her. And then
Yeah.
every time you enter, somebody is looking great. They have a great body. They dress amazing. They great
Mhm.
makeup,
Every time
and
your
then and
followers and yeah.
yeah, and you're like, oh my god, and you look at the floor in her house, all that stuff. You don't even know if it's their house, but then you start seeing like, oh, I wish I could do a photo like this, but I don't have that house. I don't have this. Oh my god, this one is in bikini. Oh, where is she? Oh, I wish I could be in the big. And then you
Right.
start
Right.
saying to yourself, I'm not like this.
Right.
And so how you do after that? Like, and
I
and
wish I knew the answer.
well, there's no answer. It's just like it's great at a point because you see people that look like you. So
Yeah.
it helps at the same time it helps you love yourself because you see
Mhm.
people that look like you that are looking great.
Mhm.
But at the same time, if you are not somebody that is um, that has confidence in yourself,
Mhm. Mhm.
you can really quickly end up
Yeah.
asking yourself if you're good enough, if you look, like,
Yes. Mhm.
and that's the dangers of. I mean, we grew up without the internet. There
Right.
was no internet when I was like
Yeah.
15. It didn't. I
Right.
mean, it existed, but it was not
Wasn't
so
like
easy to
this.
get, and it was not in my pocket.
Mhm.
Now
Yeah.
you take it out of your pocket because it's calling you, or when you have
Yeah.
nothing to do, like you don't want to have conversation with people.
No,
You
you
prefer having
scroll.
and depending on what you're looking for in there, are you using it for entertainment or are you using it for work? We use it for
Right.
work. So we're
Yeah.
promoting stuff, we are
Yeah.
pushing stuff, content. Like most people, they use it because yeah, oh, what is this doing? And it's like just like
Mm.
whenever I see one of those Brazilian, I ask my wife, hey, who's that? Oh, she's such and
Mm.
such. Oh, okay. She's famous because she did that. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, 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 on
Mhm.
TikTok. She has like, I was like, oh, all right.
You can be
And,
famous for anything now. You can be famous for
but
anything. You're just famous for being famous. You know what I mean? It's not
yeah,
like before it was that you had to do something. You had to
yeah,
either,
Have a great
create a piece
song.
of art, or right,
Yeah.
exactly, or maybe you were a politician or whatever. Like, you had to actually do something to gain notoriety and fame. Now you can just do it by posting pictures of yourself looking good and just build a following. If you have a following, that's your cachet. I,
Yeah.
I really think though that the self love component is critical. Like, it's not
It
about,
is.
and I think this is where what people don't get is that it's survival. You need to love yourself to survive. You're not going to survive in this world if you don't, not survive as a whole person, if you don't love yourself. You have to. The whole world is going to tell you why you shouldn't do something, why you're not good enough, this, that, and the third. Everybody's going to have an opinion. You have to be really grounded and stand firm in knowing that who you are is perfect for you. You were made perfect. You're not going to be like every other person. And that's the point. The point is we're supposed to all be different. And it's like, if you don't love
Everybody else is
yourself,
taken.
yes, exactly. And if you don't love yourself, you are not going to be happy. You're not going to make it. When tough times come, you're going to fold because you're not going to have the inner strength to keep it moving. You just said, like, that what you said, everybody else is taking. A friend of mine used to say, um, I love myself. Uh, and why wouldn't I love myself? Because there's nobody else like me. Like, I can't put on anybody else's suit. This is my suit. I can't put on your suit. I love you, but I can't put on your suit and become you. Like, nobody ever can become anybody else. But it's crazy to think that that's almost what people have begun to believe, that if they do the right surgery, or they take the right angle of the photo and have the right lighting, or they get the right car or whatever, that they can become that person, that other person, the Kim Kardashian, whoever. And that's crazy.
Have you seen how many women look like Kim Kardashian?
It's crazy.
Like
Like,
the
if you
same face, the
the
same,
same.
the
Everybody's got
Persian
the
person.
lips, the cheeks, the chin implants. Like, everybody is literally starting to look like the same person, and they all look like her. If you go to, like, a lot of the women's, like, shopping sites, like the big ones, the
Oh,
ones that
yeah.
everybody's like Fashion Nova, like those kind of sites, all of the models look just like Kim Kardashian, all of them.
There's one model that I follow on Instagram. Every time she posts a picture, I'm like, oh, oh no, that's not her. And
Mhm.
then like, just, and they come from so many different places. And you're like,
Right.
how come this French girl, this Russian girl, this Dubai
Right.
girl, like how they all look like the same person?
It's crazy. It's crazy. But I guess that's the world we're living in.
Yeah, it is. What am I gonna do? Listen, my
We're just gonna
sister,
keep being us.
it was
Just keep
amazing to
being
have
you.
you. Listen, me personally, I don't see myself being somebody else. Like,
Mhm.
I listen, I wouldn't change neither who I am, nor my children, nor my
Mhm.
parents.
Yes. Same.
Everybody else, I could have a simulation in my head of, what if I married that one, or what if I did that? I can simulate in my head and have a little scenario for
Mhm.
1 minute, and imagine a whole life with somebody else. But my children, I wouldn't change them, and my parents, I wouldn't change them, and myself.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, why would I like? Why would I change? I think so highly of myself
Mhm.
without abuse. I
Yeah, without
just
being
think highly of
arrogant, right?
myself. Like, yeah, it's not arrogance. It's just, yeah, listen, I believe that God made me to the perfection of what He thought that I was supposed to be. So
Exactly.
once I understand that, listen, I don't care if you have muscle, if you have this, if you have longer this, if you have whatever, if you're taller. Like, I'm like, good for you. I hope
Yep.
what you do with it works.
Yep.
Because what I'm doing
Exactly.
with what I have is amazing.
Mhm.
And I'm not depressed. I'm not bipolar. I'm not this. Like when I see the amount of crazy people around me, I'm like, I told my mom, I was like, I told her 3 days ago. I was like, Mom, with all the crazy genes that I see in around us, in some cousins, some siblings, some this, I'm like, thanks for not passing down crazy genes to me and giving me like the right stuff. Like,
Right.
thanks for giving me the right stuff. Because yo, because some people, you're like,
Right.
yo,
No. Oh, God
you
bless them.
know, yeah, God bless you, but some of y'all like, so I don't see why I would envy somebody else. But again, I had a great life.
Yeah.
I'm having a great life, but like the last 49 years were amazing. Even when I was depressed and you were yelling on me about that girl. That
Right.
was an amazing pussy. But I was still like finding something there.
It's dangerous. Dangerous.
Very dangerous. Hi, if you're watching. But but you see, it's this thing where some people, they might not have all the tools we have. We have weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And to those people, yeah, it's more like a road to accepting and loving yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, love yourself. Some people will reply to you, how?
Right.
And you're like, listen, it's a decision.
Mm-hmm.
It's like love.
Mm-hmm.
People say that love is a feeling, it's an attraction. Okay, that's the first 3 months.
Yep.
If you want to go to 9 years,
Mm-hmm.
trust me, it's a decision.
Yep.
It only becomes a decision after a point. It's not more about love, it's about teamwork. And yeah, affection is still there, etc. But it becomes a decision after a point. Because if not, yeah, listen, your natural ways will be like, okay, time to chase again or whatever.
Yep.
If you want to
Exactly.
suppress that, it becomes a decision too, because you want to build something and you don't want to be distracted, etc. So listen, you want to learn how to love yourself? I'm going to ask ChatGPT to write a book about this, and I'm going to sell it for
Ah,
$2 on Amazon and make $1 million.
there we go. Now we're talking.
All right, let me read some comments and then we're moving. These people are now talking between themselves. They don't come to the show to talk to me now. They come to talk about themselves. Always love yourself. Yes. We also need to teach our young men, I guess, to know
Yeah.
how to choose their next partner or future wife.
Mm-hmm.
In the problem with all these apps
Mm-hmm.
and this dating culture, we are teaching people how to just move from one to another.
Swipe. Swipe.
Yeah, swipe
Swipe.
left. I tried once. I was like, nah,
It's
I don't
not
want to
fun.
go there. The devil is there.
I went on an app because my friend, it was like a joke. So he made it for me. It was so funny. And I went on, I'm not even kidding. I think I went on 8 dates in 1 week. And I was like, this is not normal. This is not normal. You would never go on 8 different dates in 1 week.
Listen, me of 2005, I'm glad that those
Yeah.
apps didn't exist.
Whew, that would have been a different
Because
story.
you would have multiplied my number by 10.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because that's already a lot of people.
Right.
7.
Exactly.
But anyway, Julie says she doesn't care about heroin chic. She will stay with her fat ass.
Yay.
Go ahead, team fat ass. That's
I'm
this your
with that.
partner here. That's your
Right,
partner here.
exactly.
Team
Best girl.
team big booty girls.
Big booty girl. Big booty girl.
Dun 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 dun. What up, Alessandra? Dun 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 dun.
That's the new song, Kaysha. You know that song? There's a song. It's a Jersey Club song. Watch out for the big girls. Watch out for the big girls. But you gotta switch it up, and it's big booty girls now.
You gotta check my Jersey song. I just
Wait,
did
you made a Jersey Club song?
Yep, I'm gonna play it at the outro. It's
Okay, I can't wait to hear
I
it.
did a remix of something going on, but I did a
A
Jersey
Jersey Club. I will play
Jersey
that. Send
club.
that to me.
Oh,
Send it to
I'll
me.
send it to
I'll
you.
my sets. Yeah.
What is
Jersey Club
Dalia
is
saying?
blowing up right now. It's like killing the game. They are killing the game. There's a new artist, Coyle Ray. She's
Oh
she
yeah,
has
of course. That's the
yeah.
daughter
You know
of
she's Cape Verdean? She's Cape Verdean. Her mom is Cape Verdean. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she's Cape Verdean.
nice.
Yep.
Okay.
But she's from like she was raised in New Jersey, so she came here. They did a Jersey Club remix of her song Players, and they did this huge video. So a lot of my friends were in the video and
Oh
were part of
wow.
the production. Yeah, it's dope though. It came out really good.
Amazing. Oh, I gotta
Hmm.
check it out.
Yeah, I'll send it to
I
you.
like the way I look, period. I'm not ready to change my eyes, my legs, or whatever.
Yes, good for you, Dahlia.
I would add some. I would change my eyes to
See better?
20, like to see better, yeah. I would like if we have those options, yeah, I don't have nothing against surgery and stuff. Like I just don't need to change what I like. But
Mm,
if I can enhance, eh,
mm,
yeah, I
mhm.
might, I might, you know, why not? But yeah, look at yeah, it's the cute girls here saying I wouldn't change anything. But yeah, you guys,
That's because you're beautiful.
because you're beautiful. Of course, you don't want to change nothing. Anyway, listen, guys, everybody, give me some unicorns and some rainbows in the chat to celebrate Marcy for finally coming back to see us after 266 episodes.
Well, I definitely won't wait another 226, 266. I won't wait that long. I'll be back before then.
Buddy came back like 20 times.
Okay, now you're putting the pressure on me, but that's okay. You know what? When my podcast comes out, I'll come back.
And you better invite us. And
Of
you know
course.
I was talking with Buddy, he was like, hey, we should do more like three part it, and that would
I'll
be
do it.
amazing to have like the three of us having
Yes.
conversations about DJing, about
Yes.
music, about different things.
Let's do it. I'm down. You let me know.
All right, all right, all right, all right. So everybody can catch you at Marcy DePina, of course, on Instagram, on Twitter. I will put the links, of course, in the description of the video for those who want to go click and say hi. Other than that, listen. So what are you doing this week?
What am I doing this week? That's a good question. What am I doing this week? My sister's getting married on Friday, so I'm going to Florida on Thursday
Yeah,
for her wedding and working on
nice.
all that. Yeah, I have a couple of interviews and stuff like that that I'm working on, so I'm excited for that. We'll all be together. We haven't been together in a while, so that should be good. We'll be in an island called Singer Island. It's like outside of West Palm Beach for the
Okay.
4 days. So that'll be really good. And then next week, I have this really cool party called Afro Elegance. It's going to be at the museum and it's a black tie affair. So I'm excited for that. And you're my Twitter guy. Well, you know this, but I have to tell the whole world. You are my Twitter godfather, I think is what they called it.
Oh, because I brought you to Twitter.
Because you brought me to Twitter when it was a beta, when it was in beta testing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. We're talking about 2007.
Yeah. I was in LA when I think when I first created my Twitter account. You didn't even have it on your phone. You could just text message. You
Yeah,
remember that? You'd text to a number.
yeah.
Yep. There
UK
wasn't even an
number.
app. Yeah.
It was called actually. It started by they were trying to do an app called Audio,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted to do something completely different about audio and stuff, and then they changed, and then they called it Twitter, and they wrote it like Flickr,
Oh,
and then
okay.
it was TWITTR.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yep, back in the
Yep.
days.
Yep.
I remember my first tweet. I found my first tweet. I sent it from Mozambique.
Wow.
Yeah,
Of all places. Wow.
yeah. I was on tour, and I was like, just got out the plane. And I was just tweeting. I didn't know if he was going because I was just texting that number.
Yeah.
So I
It
didn't.
was
You
so
didn't need
strange,
internet.
right?
Yeah, you
Because you were
didn't need
just like
internet. You
sending
would
these
just tweet,
messages out to
and
the ethers you didn't even know.
yeah, look at that. Anyway, thanks for coming to Club Shada. You were
Thank you for
amazing as always. You
having
know I love
me.
you.
I love you too.
And I mean, we spoke. Yeah, we speak all the time. So
More to come.
more to come.
Mhm.
All right, and I'll play you my track so
Yeah, I
you can
can't wait
hear
to
it in
hear
the
it.
outro.
Thanks for having me. Thanks to everybody in the chat.
Good night, everybody. The show is brought to you by Shadaware. Don't forget that you can go to the channel and like some videos as always. Put some comments, and don't forget that I will see you Wednesday. I might have a guest again Wednesday. I have to decide with him if we will speak French, English, or Portuguese.
Oh wow.
He speaks better French, but I
Okay.
know he will want to speak Portuguese. But I believe that we should do it in English or in French. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. DJ Marcy, Executive Marcy, Curator Marcy, CEO Marcy, future Congress member
Ooh.
or mayor or something Marcy. Thank you so much, and I will see you. We'll talk soon. And Club Shada Gang, we will see you when we will see you. Peace, my people.
Thank you.